Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, to the weekend video. Two-part video. I made the boots and the hat for the witches set. I don't think I will actually make gloves because they would look way too close to the ones I already have. Yeah, starting with the one thing that I have usually prepared, the soles, the sole for the shoe. In this case, I decided I'm going to fix up a few things about that, especially since my sole is very unlike soles actually look. Usually shoes have this dent on the inside, which I didn't have up until now. So basically I reworked the sole. Right now I only have this worked again for a reworked for this specific set, but I will copy paste this sole as a new standard for myself because I think it looks way better than my usual sole looks. I also used the pre-made boot that I have. Like I have a ready to go basic boot that I can then alter and work on. So I also took that one, apparently had to remodel this a tiny bit, and then I started with the actual modeling on the bootlet, whatever, boot sandal thingy. Yeah, I don't know, I really like the heelless style. Maybe I watched too much Naruto as a kid, I have no idea. I don't think so, because when I was a kid, Naruto wasn't out. I watched it when I was a young adult. But nevertheless, maybe that's it, or maybe that's something completely different. I have no idea. I just like this. Same goes for the tip of the shoe. I had a little crash here, but that is inevitable. At least my whole PC doesn't freeze anymore, and I don't lose any more of my whole thing, of my whole design. Yeah, I cut off the front of the foot, and then I originally wanted to go for this. Yeah, I had this kind of design in mind, where I had a lot of the foot, or a lot of the boot missing, more or less, and the idea was to work with a part of the recurring part again. In this case, I copy pasted the bow from the belt again, with the belt from the skirt, and I wanted to use that as a bow for the shoelace again. So I basically copy pasted this ring over and over and over, adjusting the design, and adding a few on the other side. So we're going for a laced up shoe again. You can already see that on this side, or in the final render if you want to jump. I made a new render of the witch with the two missing pieces. Next week I have morning shift, which means less time, which means I will make in the week I will make the animation for the witch. I already have a good idea of what I want this to look like, so I'll see how much of this I can do. Little spoiler, I want to try and work in some VFX effect, like some visual effect. I don't know if I can, so that is basically just a new test run, new first for me. I'll just see if I can make it like I imagine it to look. We'll see when I'm done. Next weekend, I don't know if I will actually make a video or not. There's been a bit of stuff going on in the background for me personally, and I might actually spend the time with someone close to me instead of throwing time at a video. So yeah, the next weeks could be a bit interesting, because one of the weeks I also be away from home. Just FYI, this is like in 3 weeks, where I will be gone from Wednesday to Saturday, so I will probably not have a video on either occasion, but I'll I'll see about that when the time comes. Yeah, for now I'm working on the lace. You can see that I'm using the extrusion tool mostly, and I'm doing the lace very, very straightforward here. I decided to not use a line and instead use a two-dimensional, like a plane, simply because it is easier to work with the extrusion tool. And yeah, after I basically fit that, I work this around the leg so that this fits quite nicely. So I'm using a lot of the connect tool. I'm grabbing two lines here, using the connect tool to add a segment in between, and then just editing the translation of the pieces so that this fits around the leg and into the boot. I mean, I like how this looks in the end. It looks very good. It looks like I intended it to, and I'm really happy with how this turned out, even though I had like the one or two crashes in between because I tried to work on things. Another thing, I had to retouch the UV map, so you will see me make a very, very simple UV map for the shoe, for the main shoe part. And the thing is that the UV map was very, very like small faced for the most of the leg part, and the shoe part was very, very big in comparison, so it looked very, very weird, very, very unhinged, and I had to just retouch this so that it looks as good as it does now. Yeah, I deleted one of the rings here because when I basically was finished with designing this, I thought that okay, this looks kind of okay. And yeah, for some reason, I have no idea, there was this weird opening here, this weird, like the turn just didn't work as it should have, so I had to build that from scratch. And luckily it did. I wasn't sure if the whole thing would crash or not, if I had to leave it in or otherwise trick about it. But yeah, luckily I could just delete the broken section and use the extrusion tool again to fix it easily. Yeah. Added bit of chaos. I made sure that the lace is not or yeah, at least not that hard clipping with itself, so I basically pulled out the part of the whole thing again, part of the whole thing, and I decided to be a bit random, not have the same side cross over the other one all the time, and just leave this a bit random. Yeah, you can see the maps here. The sole at the start had two different UV maps, but I had to make this into one UV map instead. The head is a relatively simple design. You can see I'm just using a tube and editing this a bit. I mean, the base head is relatively simple. Also, the head currently is not a variable. I just have it as a follower that I can just alter to the head. So like it just follows the head. It's not a variable. It's not a clothing item per se. At least not for this. And yeah, played a bit around. I had the image of the sorting head a bit. But I tried to go away from that design, and then I wanted to add some more details, a bit reminiscent of the knight. This is a bit reminiscent of the knight character that I made previously with the fleur-de-lis, but it's not that. It's something different. So yeah. And then I took the time to actually fit this around the two rings so that I would have this as a as an ornament on the head. So I wanted the head to not be completely blank and simple, but to not like be that detailed. One other thing, I had to actually redo the skirt. The model that I had broke. Basically, I had a black box or a gray box when I wanted to load the skirt, so I had to delete it. And since I would had to re-rig it, I actually did, and made the flasks and the books separate items that I used a rigid follow node for to tap them or to put them on the clothing. And honestly, it took me a split amount of the time. It took me like, I think, half an hour to finish all of it and make it a wearable preset. If you're interested in, I can show you that in another video. That would be like going under in the tutorial section. So yeah, let me know if you are interested in seeing what I actually did there. Now the thing crashed once when I tried to do the UV map for the head, but otherwise it was a relatively simple thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you guys around.